Welcome to Real Girl Talk. I am your host, Cherie Rickard. I empower women to stand in their purpose, to succeed despite the odds stacked against them, and to live their life knowing they're enough and worthy. Join me each week for powerful messages and interviews that will inspire you to create the life that you want. Now let's go. Welcome back to Real Girl Talk. I am your host, Cherie Rickard. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, I'm going to tell you, if you have never heard of America's Next Top Model or Shark Tank, all I can say is that you're living under a rock. Today, I am chatting it up with the one and only Lisa DAmato and her partner, Emily Doherty. Stay tuned. Lisa is a recording artist, a fashion model, a television personality from Los Angeles, California, and she came into the public eye as a participant on the television series America's Next Top Model. She placed 6th in season 5, and then she eventually went on to win the All-Star competition in season 11. But she did not stop there. No, Lisa landed a deal on Shark Tank when she went on to pitch her product, There You Go. And I love this product. Lisa and Emily, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having us.
We're
so excited to be here.
You are so welcome, and I am so excited to have you. I was talking with my mother this morning, and I said, Mom, you know, my mom loves Shark Tank. And I said, do you remember this lady that went on? Beautiful, short blonde hair. And I remember her from the polka dots. And she was talking about this product for kids, which is just mommy genius. And my mom said, yes, of course I remember her. And I said, well, I'm recording with her tonight on my show. And she thought you were here.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
She says, I'm coming over.
Hi, Mom. Let's make sure she gets all that.
That's right. My mom is the bomb. But I want to start talking with you a little bit about America's Next Top Model, because we were talking a little before the show, and I told you that I do have a wide range of age groups. And I want to say for the younger crowd, but really, Lisa, I mean, you were in your 30s, am I correct? When you won, or 30?
I was 30 when I won the All-Stars, yeah.
30 when you won the All-Stars. So I'm not even talking to the teenagers here. I'm talking about girls that have even graduated from college, that are even thinking about modeling. Tell us a little bit about your experience on America's Next Top Model.
Sure. Well, when I went on the original season, which was season 5, I had just turned 24. I had been modeling since I was 11 years old already. Born and raised in Los Angeles, just going from casting to casting to casting, all through my teens, homeschooled in high school. My dad would, take breaks from doing the super shuttle bus to get me from my track meet to all sweaty at a casting or whatever. And the bottom line is in modeling is, you to land the job, you have to be able to be a quadruple threat, because one casting is modeling, the next casting is being a host, the next casting is remembering lines for a commercial, the next one is catalog, and different one may be editorial. They're completely different modeling. So just to survive, to make a living, to save money, to do my dream, which was to perform in front of the camera, I would do it any which way I could. By the time I had gone on America's Next Top Model season 5 after a dare, I think just in general, the general consensus is,
can't talk half the time either.
Yeah, is that you've never modeled before because you've gone on the show. But I had been having a full-time career in modeling from the time I was 11. So going on the All-Stars, and then I still placed 6th, I think, because I had never watched the show before. Like I had mentioned, it was a dare.
Yeah.
I think when you audition, they check your skills of runway and taking pictures and knowing your angles and emotions, like whatever you want to exude. And I killed it. Not trying to be like overconfident, but like I had been doing that my entire life. Whereas somebody from Wichita or, I don't know, like Utah, they took pictures with their mom in their backyard, you know?
Right.
So I was different in that sense. And they don't really share too much about that previously on the show and the casting process.
Mm-hmm.
As far as being judged on the way that you handle yourself in the house, under being, I guess you get, I mean, it's reality. So, they instigate situations and they film your reaction. So people who've watched the show before, they know exactly how they're going to act because they've already seen it. So, and I had never watched it. Tyra said, you better watch it before you get in the house. And I was like, why would I do that? I've gotten this far, you know? So I still didn't watch it. I was like, you know, I'm pretty much balls to the wall all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in my 20s. And so I think I called a lot of things out and they don't like that.
Yeah.
And that's not going, and I was very confident with who I am. What you see is what you get, no matter if it's 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 12 o'clock. And like a lot of the time I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. I was like, wait a minute, who are you? Because that's not the same person I was talking to last night, you know? So it was, and I called people out. And then I think ultimately that just backfires on you because it's on reality TV.
And do you forget that the cameras are sitting there watching you?
Yeah. 100%. Because there's cameras literally when you walk into your room, to where you walk 4 feet in your room is another camera. And then you walk 10 feet in your room and it's another camera because they're on the walls.
Right. They're not missing anything. They're going to catch it all.
They aren't missing a beat. I think I'm also like a very entertaining drinker, especially in my mid-20s. So not to say that I wasn't the only one drinking. We all were. But they just showed me because I guess, you know, now that I'm older looking back, okay, we've got 15 seconds here. Like we want them partying. Oh, but Lisa's in the jacuzzi filling it up with bubbles. Let's put that in there. Like, you know, nobody else was doing anything crazy. I was. Right. And having fun. You know, I never hurt anybody, or I was very direct with everyone. But yeah, that got me booted out. Get her out of here.
Get her out of here. See, I would think they would like that because they instigate. Yeah, they instigate and they want you. I have actually one of my dear friends, I love her so much. She was on the Real Housewives of Dallas, and she was only on season 1 because she wanted the heck out of there. And she just went through anxiety and stress. And she said she wasn't portrayed the way she wanted to be, of course, because, you know, they do a lot of editing. Yeah. And so she hauled booty on it. And, you know, she's very successful in doing what she does now. But, you know, she said, you know, they instigate situations and put you in situations. And then, boy, they're right there with the camera to capture every reaction, everything that you do. And they don't want anything positive. They want it to be a fight.
Well, the thing that sucks is like you're like, damn it, they got me. Like, for instance, you know, 2 girls win a competition and everyone's hanging around the house and they're filming these 2 girls. And then they go, Lisa, sit right here and like watch them. And I'm like, okay. So I just sit there and watch them because the producers told me to. Right. And so they're filming and you know, they cut, they do it again and again and again. And so I look bored now because I'm still doing what they told me to do. Right. But now I'm like looking like this, and then that's in the editing. They make it look like I'm the only one in the house sitting there on purpose to watch them, which makes me look jealous. Right. And now I'm bored and I look like I'm like taunting them. Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, I was just following directions. Damn it, they got me.
They got me.
You know, but it's great for my character. And then at one point they're like, Lisa, stay in this room, don't leave this room, but we're gonna shoot right here in this corner. And I was like, okay. And that was like the second time. And then they're like, they walked in the room and they're like, Lisa, can you be quiet? And I'm like, oh my God. Cause they told me to stay there, but I was talking to somebody else in the room. Do you see what I mean? So then when I go, oh my God, it makes it look like, to the, you know.
Exactly. But then you came back. So you came back. That was season 5.
Yeah.
And you came back in 11 and won the All-Stars, the whole
I won
competition.
the whole shebang, Cherie.
The whole shebang.
I won the whole shebang. Well, you know, years had gone by, and obviously winning at 30 years old is kind of pushing some barriers, you know, that
awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It wasn't, the All-Stars wasn't solely based on modeling. It was fan favorites from all the seasons. And because to survive in the industry, you have to be able to do everything.
Right.
And so they pulled the best from the seasons, and obviously they'd be an eclectic mix of ages because now the franchise is over a decade old, right?
Right.
So it was who can do this and who can do this and who can do this, like write songs, host, model, act, like everything. And I was like, okay, let's do this.
Wow.
I was like, boom.
I mean, you know, if you're multifaceted, multi-talented, multi-gifted, I mean, that's awesome. Why not?
I don't look at it like I'm so talented in all these things. It's more of just like, I have a lot of experience in them. So it just comes easier for me. And I'm proud of it too, because man, my entire life of going into 8,000 castings and, competing with like stage moms in Mercedes, and they would be wearing the like Burberry, their outfits. And I was like coming straight from track. And so I had to like really pull it out and give them all like how much I really wanted this job, you know. I've earned it.
Well, heck yeah, you've earned it. That's talent. I mean, you're very talented. I think that a lot of times us as women, we really don't realize, and I actually had a coaching client, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and I told her to write down all of her strengths and weaknesses and the things that she believed she was talented in. And we met back the next week, and she said, you know, I really didn't write anything down for talents. I really don't think I have any talents. But of course you do. And so we started talking about it, and the things that were so easy for her that may not be easy for someone else was in actuality her talent. It was her gift, you know? And so we don't really think about it. Yes, it comes easy. You know, some people will tell me, oh, Cherie, I don't know how you wrote your books. I can't write. Well, it just flows out, you know, it flows out. And it didn't do that until after my son passed away. You know, when my son passed away and I journaled for 7 years and my first book came out, it was because that was the only thing that I could do to get all those pains and struggles out, was to journal, because I wasn't going to burden anyone with it. I wasn't going to make somebody cry or, you know, cry on somebody's shoulder. That's just not me. And so I wrote and realized that I was actually talented at that. You know, it just kind of flowed. And to me, it was like, oh, am I talented, or is it just everything on the inside of me is flowing out? Well, it happened again when I wrote my next book and when I wrote the next book. You know, it just kind of flows. And, you know, just like with the podcast shows, some people said, I can't do podcasts. Well, I enjoy it. I mean, I get to meet people, cool people like you girls, you know. I've met people all over the world doing podcast radio. I mean, it's freaking the bomb. I get to highlight women that are talented like you. So I enjoy it. And then we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk about Shark Tank.
Oh, I can't wait. And in fact, you know, speaking of what we just talked about just now, Emily was like, oh, I'm feeling myself yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
And she's got these, she's our new hand model for Dago, but it's along the same lines. Like, I was like, you should feel yourself. Like every day, women should feel themselves, because if you are confident with yourself, then you're feeling healthy, and that means that then you can care for other people and have healthy relationships and love people the right way. Like, you have to like feel like there's nothing wrong with confidence. I am so over people saying that, you know, I'm overconfident, or women with confident are bitches, or this or that. Like, no. I have come full circle with my Dr. Drew. We talked about that accident a little bit earlier. Marriage counseling on Marriage Bootcamp with my husband on television. Like, you know, getting to where I am, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah. You know what? And this is the thing. It's like, I believe that your experiences Your experiences is what helps you share. I don't believe all of your past struggles define you, but they do build and they grow from you. So when my son passed away, yes, I was a shell of myself, and I was depressed and I was devastated, and I was between a rock and a hard place of complete clinical depression. I never wanted to get out of bed again, but I have a very strong faith in God, and I know that God said, get up, because you have a 7-year-old that deserves the same mom as the 17-year-old. Mm-hmm. And somebody had to cook for the kids. So I got up and I knew that my son that was 7, who was also suffering, we all suffered, deserved the same mom that Bryant had. And so I got up, and as hard as it was, and God said, I want you to share with this person. I want you to share with this person. And it's crazy because people just started coming to me. Cherie, will you talk to this mom? She just lost her child. I'm thinking, who am I to talk to her? I am a shell of a person. But the more I started doing it, and the more I started sharing my experiences and trying to help her heal, I forgot about my pain. Mm-hmm. And it just kept snowballing and snowballing. And then when the book came out, it was just 100 times fold, with people contacting you. And I believe that, I think it's great that you have invented this product and are so successful in what you do, and you want to share with other women that struggle. I mean, we were talking before the show about how many ideas that I've had, and then I see them later come to pass, and I'm like, dang it, I want to slap myself upside the head and say, why didn't you do that? And you want to help women do that. And I love that about you, Lisa. I think it's wonderful. And I know just going on Shark Tank, watching you on that show, it takes a lot to intimidate me. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody that knows me, I don't get intimidated very easily, but I'm telling you, when Mark told you were a liar on that show, it was all I could do to not get up and just want to punch him right through the television. I was like, who do you think you, I just lost it. I lost it. It was like, how disrespectful. I want to punch this guy right in the head. So tell us your story. You're walking out on Shark Tank. You have this product, which is amazing, and we're going to talk about it. Where did you come up with your pitch, and how did it make you feel as they were turning you down one by one?
The whole process with Shark Tank in general and Emily is, she did every single step with me through this entire journey with Shark Tank. It all started with, it's like a 6 to 8 month process before we even get on the show. It's so much paperwork. And then when it gets to the point where you've sent in samples and everyone at the Shark Tank offices really love it and they all agree, I guess it needs to be a unanimous vote in the office with your product.
Granted, because we didn't do the casting calls.
So yeah, I didn't do the casting calls.
We went through a different way.
I did it through email, and then also the executive producer, his name is Max Shepard. I would just send him emails threatening his life like a script from Los Angeles. I was like, this girl is, I know, look at me, but I'm so dangerous. Like, I'm letting you know that I'm just saying, like, Lisa DAmato on Shark Tank, just give me a confirmation. And he'd be like, Lisa, you need to stop threatening my family. And I'm like,
it obviously worked.
I'm just really sassy, and I get my way, and it's just from having to work up, I've been on my own since I was 15, 16, 17 years old. Wow. And, you have to juggle jobs. You have to kind of be like this weird salesperson and,
hustle.
And I'm not intimidated either by people. In fact, I don't think at all that just because you're a grown-up sometimes that you deserve respect when the first thing you said out of your mouth was disrespectful to me.
Exactly.
So, exactly. I can play hardball a little bit, because sometimes you have to as a young woman in business or in life, This blonde hair may not be real, but we're taking it to the top.
That's my favorite thing about Lisa is a lot of people think that she, she's so well spoken and knows so much about her product and has learned so much about business. But then when you see when she walks in with
like,
this look,
Yeah.
like, you know, she's popping and she's cute and she's fun, but she's smart. And I got so frustrated because I was watching backstage. Actually, I wasn't even able to watch. I had her 2 little boys in the trailer.
Our pitch, we were gonna actually, I was gonna rollerblade in with the stroller.
Yeah, there was a lot of ideas. And
That's cute.
I did that in my audition tape. That was so cute. And then finally they're like, oh, it's what was it?
There was a lot of things that Lisa wanted to do that weren't able to happen, but we made what we could happen. But just I felt bad because I'm Canadian and I couldn't go out on the show with her. Therefore, she had to take the pitch by herself, and she was in there for over almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
So it was a lot. And then to watch it live and hear what was happening, like obviously right after the show, but then not being able to watch what actually happened until 8 months later. And then seeing Mark tell her that she's a liar, but then they go to commercial break and they come back and then she's like, why? Why was I lying? And he's like, don't even know why. And we're like, what?
And you know what? I didn't get it. I was like, what did she lie about?
Because it's really dumb. It's all just built up to like for the commercials. I mean, the reason why he said that is because from the very beginning, I thanked them for being on the I was like, it was like disclaimer after I said my pitch. And I was like, I just wanted to thank all of you for having me on the show. I've been watching it from day one and like the biggest fan. So this is very surreal. So thank you so much for having me. And then what happened was with that whole lying thing, like I was so pissed watching it on TV because I had a very fast comeback and they didn't show it.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
She's known for her quick comebacks.
I'm quick. So what happened was while I'm there for 2 hours getting drilled, at some point I said, whew, like, cause, Kevin gave me a deal like right away. Like his was on the table the whole time. And so like nobody was saying anything for quite some time. They were just like all being quiet, like taking notes and stuff. And I was like, woo, like it's much faster on television. And and Mark was like, editing, baby, editing. Right. So that was said before the whole lying thing came up. He said, if you watched the show as much as you said that you did, then you would know that we don't like to hear the evaluation of the market. Right. And I said, I can't tell you any of the questions you're asking for without telling you the evaluation of the market. And I said, if you don't like to hear that, then why don't you just edit it out?
Mic drop.
That's what I said.
And they cut, of course, that's what they did. They edited it out.
They edited it out.
But see, what's so crazy is, I don't watch TV all the time, but of course like I said, you live under a rock if you've never heard of Shark Tank. And so I have watched it, but when I realized why he was calling you a liar, I didn't know that was a rule. So he would have called me a liar because why wouldn't you give statistics on the market? I mean, that makes no sense to me.
I know, Cherie, and guess what? The guy, the episode before ours, so the previous Sunday, he gave a deal to a person that all he talked about was the market. So it's not. That's why it still doesn't make sense. But they get what they got to get because they're obviously going to play on my character on television.
Exactly.
And I call people. I've been known to call out the bullies on reality shows because I just cannot take them like talking down to just girls that are less confident. Right. So really, you got to do that? Really? And they're like, stay out of it, Lisa. And I'm like, no, tell me. Like, why are you doing this?
Exactly. You know what? I'm the same way. And I have to really tone it down and hold back sometimes and pick my battles because I can come across a little assertive. I don't want to say aggressive because there's two different things between being assertive and aggressive. And I never want to be aggressive, but I am very assertive and I have a strong type A personality. So I do have to tone it back just a little bit. And one thing that I learned, and I don't know if you've ever taken this before, but I talked about it on one of my episodes, is the personality color traits. So either you're red, blue, yellow, or green. And I loved that test because it taught me how to deal with people that are a totally different color. So I'm more of a red and a blue. And to deal with somebody that's green, I understand now. Like I know when they're talking immediately, I'm like, oh, they're green. Like I can put them in a category, and then I know how to tone it down. And I know in the sales industry and business world how to approach them, because you can't approach them as a red to a green in sales unless you conform to their personality. So it's really cool. I talked about it a couple of episodes ago, and it's really cool. I got the book from Tom Rath on Amazon. It's Tom Rath 2.0. And it is an amazing book. And in the book, you go online and you can do the whole test. And a lot of corporations do it to find out about their employees and, how to mesh groups and project groups together. So
that's so smart.
It's very smart.
I've been told my aura is yellow from America's Next Top Model. They did everyone's auras. So I'm personalized most like childlike, like I'm silly.
Well, yellow is the person that you always want to invite to the party, because no matter how the party goes, the yellow will always make it fun.
That's so Lisa.
I'm so fun. Funny. Like even while we're working, just people don't also, I think
she cracks me up.
I love doing things at a register. Whenever we're at a register, I do all these games on Emily, and it's so ridiculous.
So
it's
embarrassing.
So funny. Well, literally, we dying laughing. But just embarrass her. But you like it. It's funny. You're laughing too.
It's funny.
Emily is equal to what I'm about to say. She's incredibly disciplined, determined, hardworking. We are those things together and separately, regardless if we had each other or not.
That's great.
And I think people just don't assume that of me for whatever reason, because I am the yellow.
Right.
But trust, like I do everything hard. Like if I'm going to have fun, I'm going to have fun hard. That means I'm going to tits up, like make everybody laugh in this entire room. And in my head, like that's my goal, Right. That's to most of the songs, because sometimes you
probably have a little bit of red because you're very strong, powerful, bold type woman, and then the yellow is the fun part. A yellow is like an influencer. It's called in the Tom Rath book that it's an influencer, and it's basically the life of the party. They're really good at influencing others, and so you're probably good at sales and pursuing with your product, and then the red in you gives you the balls to do it.
That's probably exactly it. That's like dynamite.
You are dynamite.
You're a dynamite in a little package. So tell us about your product. I want everyone to know about this product because I'm telling you, it's mommy genius. Tell us.
It is mommy genius. It is a 5-in-1 solution for parents to help aid them in feeding them healthy, alternative homemade meals on the go. It's a food divider bowl with 3 compartments, all one piece attached to a food grade silicone bib that is also a food catcher and also bib. It seals airtight around the entire,
it's awesome.
I guess the whole contraption.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spork and a spork holder in the back that slides right in, and dishwasher safe, microwave safe, BPA free, TPE free, PVC free, and also the longest lifespan of any baby toddler toddler product in its territory. I'm like, whoa, I'm going like tongue twisting. 7 months to 7 years. So it's a very long lifespan. 48% of all landfill waste is on-the-go packaging. So if you can now implement There You Go into your daily life, we can all contribute to a much healthier and happier planet. I know it's all downhill from now, but I'm just trying to stay with the planet. But like, I need to stay positive because I have children and this is their planet.
That's right. You got to stay positive. Well, so where can somebody go and see the There You Go product?
They can go to dareyougo.com, DAREUGO.com. They can also go on our Instagram. That's like There You Go Explosion. We just did all new product shots. We are ready for a huge huge vamp in business, so many deals. So the next few months leading up to summer, all through summer too, I think There You Go might be taking over some neighborhoods in the United States.
So what else can you share with us about the product, or where is it going to be? Is that just something that's still in the works?
Well, it's already on our website. We already are in 12 countries, which is really exciting. So we're only in our second quarter of the second year right now. So we're still like new on the business platform publicly, and we've killed it. So the first year we are in Singapore, we are in China, we are in Australia, we are in the UK, the US, obviously, Canada. Where else?
Saudi Arabia,
Kuwait. Also, we're working on Africa right now. Germany.
We're missing some.
We're missing a couple. If you could see it, I know that the listeners can't see, but you can. That's the map in our office.
Wow.
And we circle them off. So if I get close, I can show you. But it's pretty incredible.
Fun to circle off some ones that we've been eyeing up, so that's gratifying.
Yeah, but like we're also on well.ca, which is huge in Canada.
Amazon, of course.
Amazon, also Walmart. You can find us on kmart.com. We are doing Bye Bye Baby right now, which is the craziest paperwork. Don't tell anybody, but oh my God. Bye Bye Baby is like all types of mysterious portals. You feel like you're Alice in Wonderland trying to get through to get online. Like, whoa, what's next? This is a scavenger hunt for a year.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you ladies. I mean, I think that's great that you've done this together. And, you know, if you could give some advice to a woman out there that has an idea, you know, she has an idea, whether it's a product or it's a service or whatever she's thinking, no matter how young, how old she is, what are some tips that you can give her to step out of her comfort zone?
Sure. Okay. Well, first thing, if you want to be an inventor and bring something into fruition out of like thin air, I would suggest to shoot yourself in the foot first. And if you get over that and like think positively.
It's literally not a joke, because Lisa and I, we both obviously don't have a background in business or production of business. And what we've learned.
No, but real advice.
Just like, no, it's true. Yeah. What we've learned like over these last few years is insane. But honestly, like the very first thing that we did when we came up with the idea was we Googled it to see if it existed. It didn't exist. So then the second part was, all right, we have to find a patent attorney. And then the patent attorneys came in right away. It took about a month or two until they did a search, and then they came back to us. But within that month, we were already coming up with our logo ideas, our business name, like what we wanted it to look like, the function of everything. So we already started, before we even got the patent approved, making sure that, you know, on our end, we had the ideas. And it was honestly just the go of it, like not even thinking. We got,
do you know, like when her and I came, I was using something. I was using just like a what I thought was a silicone catcher bib, right? In the mall, and I was like, okay, Daxel, you be good, and then if you're good while we're here, then you can have French fries with ketchup, right? He doesn't like the ketchup to touch the French fries. So we're in, and I was like, yeah, you did good. Let's go. Emily was with me, and I was like, let's get him some French fries. And I literally grabbed the what I thought silicone bib. It was actually made out of a toxic material. It's crazy when I learned about the materials of products that go on our children. Oh, wow. It's a whole other subject. But I put the French fries in there and the ketchup on the other side, and they started touching. And like, I was like, oh God, so annoying, because he wants them separated. Right. And then Emily was like, what are you doing? And I was like, this is what you've been doing? And I was like, yeah, I do this like every day.
I'm like, that's genius.
And I was like, yeah, but the problem is that there's no compartments. He can't stand it when he can't dunk his own ketchup. And she's like, well, then make it. And then it was like this, ready? And that's us just looking back and forth to each other like,
We're like, yeah, we got to do this.
Our brains got stuck in a GIF or something.
That's awesome.
But then we came home, and from there, like, the patent attorney is obviously the most important thing. It's NDAs like all day long for the first year, 2 years. I mean, we still are sending NDAs out because we have another product that I've been working on the back end in tandem right now.
Yeah.
So to talk about those with these new distributors and partnerships that we've created, I'm like, you'll also be really excited about this, and I want to talk to you about it. So, Emily, can you send them the DNA? And the DNA. Send them my DNA.
No, it's really important. Like, I think another protection is a great tip, but also connections and networking, and
that's what I'm good at, and she is too.
That's awesome.
It's really important. Anyone that you cross paths with, you find out, who they are, what they do, and even if you're not going to use their skill or, become friends with them or whatever, down the line, they might know someone who knows someone, and just being open and honest and excited about your dream and your product and share that.
Oh, Emily, I am so on board with that. I am the same exact way. I like I said, with the podcast and just all the speaking events that I do, and I travel quite a bit, I've met so many people. And then what has happened is I've been able to connect other women. And then I have met women that have connected me. I met a girl in Dallas a couple of years ago when we became instant friends, and she started her own company and she's doing great. Well, she had someone that she met and she was on her show down in Miami. Well, she just put us both on Instagram and she says, hey, I think you guys need to meet.
Yeah.
Well, it was awesome because I flew down to Miami. She was on my show, and now I'm going to Miami to be on her show. And it was just like, because we connected with everyone, it's just super cool. I think it's awesome.
And I think that's kind of just like in retrospect of how Lisa and I met. I was actually a talent wrangler for Top Model when they came to Toronto, and I was in the 12th grade at the time, super young, naive, and I met Lisa.
A sweet, hardworking girl. That's what I saw.
And I met Lisa, and I was just like, oh my God, like this woman, she just had all the qualities that we've previously talked about on this episode, but I being so intimidated, but also so inspired by this person. And, she invited me out to Los Angeles at, when I was, I don't know how old I was, 12th grade.
She thought I was lying. I was like,
there's no way that you're saying that. And she's like, no, I want you to come. So I asked my parents, and they're like, there's no way you're going to stay with a top model in Los Angeles. Like, that's ridiculous. So after months of begging, I ended up convincing my dad, instead of buying me a prom dress to go to prom, he bought me a ticket to come out to LA. And it was about 7 years ago that Lisa and I had been in touch, and we just stayed in touch, and we've now just, become not only business partners, but I think in some ways like life partners.
Yeah, well, our baby, we made a baby together. It's our There You Go.
Like, your There You Go. That's right.
She is. It's weird. I have a husband and we have 2 kids, and then I have Emily and our product. It's like crazy.
That is so cool.
Like, she's making it sound like I'm so sweet, like asking you to come to LA. But like, the truth is I had motives.
I mean, granted, I think I maybe did too.
You probably did that. She was the best talent wrangler of all of them, and she was always listening. And if someone just said, we should go get tacos tonight, I mean, then you'd hear this little voice in the background being like, well, 2 blocks from the hotel, it's Taco Tuesday, and so everything's da-da-da. And I would be like, who is that girl?
Who is that?
I was like, who is that? And then I think from there, like, I invited her to stay at my hotel too.
Yes, she found out I was sleeping on my cousin's hardwood floor.
And I was like, get off that floor, you're going to come stay in my room. And of course, they gave me the bougiest room because I won the All-Stars. So I was like,
it was awesome. We just had so much fun. And then we're like, our work ethic together, we're like, oh, there's something here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I knew that I wanted her for something. Like, I knew that I wanted to make her fine, or not like that, not like possessive or anything, but like, this girl is a star. Like, she's a star. And I know that whatever we do together, it felt like, and I always do a million projects. Like,
Yeah.
We made a whole video there in the hotel. We started working together like right away. We did this mock like nail salon video where I was like a nail Nazi. Oh my God, dude. We tied up Sharon in the closet.
We had all the top models in on it. It was great.
We all played characters. We started working together immediately.
That's hilarious. I think Lisa just wanted a playmate. That's what she wanted, a playmate.
I think so. I mean, I'll play with her. She's fun.
Well, at that point, I was like a nightlife. Like I had so many friends.
Yeah, it was even before kids, like before Daxel came along. Like, yeah,
I didn't necessarily need more friends. Like, I'm no offense, but like,
no, never ever would we think that we'd create a baby product together.
No,
like,
so weird. But
anyways, you know what? That's great because you guys work together really well, and that's really awesome. And you probably have these personality traits that are similar, but then you have some different ones, and that's why you feed off of each other's knowledge and skill set. And I think it's great. I need an Emily is what I need.
Thank you.
I need my own Emily.
That's really nice. Thank you.
They clone, like they're gonna.
We're not gonna clone me.
We can try.
Yes. Let's clone Emily and have her come down to Louisiana or Florida. I have a house there too. We can go there.
Come on, Emily. God.
Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I appreciate it. It has been so fun talking to you two. And I want you guys to tell me, so where can everyone find you, Lisa, on social media, your website? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm there a lot. At Lisa_DAmato. No apostrophe, no accent aigu. So ridiculous. Or you can find me on where else? Oh, DairyGo is just DairyGo.com, and then also the Instagram on DairyGo, which I end up being there too. And Emily's managing that page, so if she wants me on there, you can see me there too. But our product, please check it out. To all the moms out there, check it out. Like, help me help you.
That's right.
And if moms in general can attack their to-do list every single day, they aren't going home and attacking their family. So that means that happy wife, happy life.
That's exactly right.
Yes. You just feel so good about yourself instead of feeling defeated. And I'm just we are so thankful that we're helping parents' lives.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And thank you for this opportunity as well.
Thank you for having us on your show.
I loved having y'all. Thank you so much. And I want to tell all of the listeners to make sure you go to dareyougo.com. Make sure you follow Lisa and Emily. They are fun. I watched them the other day on Lisa's Instagram story, and they were in the park doing, I don't know what she was doing, some exercises or something. I probably need to do them because by the looks of her, I'm missing those butt workouts or whatever.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, so I think it's awesome. Thank y'all so much. And remember, guys, you know what? Step out of your comfort zone. Try something that you've never tried before. Keep your faith in God and keep your empowerment and inspiration tank full. I hope everyone has a blessed week.